Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sahih al-Bukhari, the book of knowledge, hadith number 211. Narrated by Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam drank milk, rinsed his mouth and said, "It has fat." Hadith number 212. Narrated by Aisha radiallahu anha that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "If any one of you feels drowsy while praying, he should go to bed and sleep till his slumber is over, because in praying while drowsy one does not know whether one is asking for forgiveness or for a bad thing for oneself." Hadith number 213. Narrated by Anas radiallahu anhu that the Prophet ﷺ said, "If any one of you feels drowsy while praying, he should sleep till he understands what he is saying or reciting." Hadith number 214. Narrated by Amr bin Amir radiallahu anhu that Anas radiallahu anhu said, "The Prophet ﷺ used to perform ablution for every prayer." I asked Anas radiallahu anhu that what he used to do. Anas radiallahu anhu replied that we used to pray with the same ablution until we break it with hadath. Hadith number 215. Narrated by Suhaib bin Nu'man radiallahu anhu that in the year of the conquest of Khaybar, I went with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam till we reached As-Sahba, where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam led the Asr prayer and asked for the food. Nothing but sawiq was brought, and we ate it and drank water. The Prophet ﷺ got up for the Maghrib prayer, rinsed his mouth with water, and then led the prayer without repeating the ablution. Hadith number 216. Narrated by Ibn Abbas anhu that once the Prophet ﷺ, while passing through one of the graveyards of Medina or Makkah, heard the voices of two persons who were being tortured in their graves. The Prophet ﷺ said that these two persons are being tortured not for a major sin to avoid. The Prophet ﷺ then added, "Yes, they are being tortured for a major sin. Indeed, one of them never saved himself from being soiled with his urine, while the other used to go about with calumnies to make enemy between friends." The Prophet ﷺ then asked for a green leaf of a dead palm tree, broke it into two pieces, and put one on each grave. On being asked why he had done so, he replied, "I hope that their torture might be lessened till these get dried." Hadith number 217. Narrated by Anas bin Malik radiallahu anhu that whenever the Prophet ﷺ went to answer the call of nature, I used to bring water with which he used to clean his private parts. Hadith number 218. Narrated by Ibn Abbas anhu that the Prophet ﷺ once passed by two graves and said, "These two persons are being tortured not for a major sin to avoid. One of them never saved himself from being soiled with his urine, while the other used to go about with calumnies to make enmity between friends." The Prophet ﷺ then took a green leaf of a dead palm tree, split it into two pieces, and fixed one on each grave. They said, "O Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, why have you done so?" He replied, "I hope that their punishment might be lessened till the pieces of the leaf become dry." Hadith number 219. Narrated by Anas bin Malik radiallahu anhu that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw a Bedouin making water in the mosque and told the people not to disturb him. When he finished, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked for some water and poured it over the urine. Hadith number 220. Narrated by Abu Hurairah that a Bedouin, a person from village, stood up and started urinating in the mosque. The people caught him, but the Prophet ﷺ ordered them to leave him and to pour a bucket or tumbler of water over the place where he had passed the urine. The Prophet ﷺ then said, "You have been sent to make things easy and not to make them difficult." Hadith number 221. Narrated by Anas bin Malik radiallahu that a Bedouin came and passed urine in one corner of the mosque. The people shouted at him, but the Prophet ﷺ stopped them till he finished urinating. The Prophet ﷺ ordered them to spill a bucket of water over that place, and they did so. Hadith number 222. Narrated by Aisha radiallahu anha, the mother of faithful believers, a child was brought to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and it urinated on the garment of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked for water and poured it over the soiled place. Hadith number 223, narrated by Qais bint Mahsan radiallahu anha, that I brought my young son who had not started eating ordinary food to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who took him and made him sit in his lap. The child urinated on the garment of the Prophet ﷺ, so he asked for water and poured it over his soiled area and did not wash it. Hadith number 224, narrated by Huzaifa radhiyallahu anhu, that once the Rasulullah ﷺ went to the dumps of some people and passed urine while standing. He then asked for water and so brought it to him and he performed ablution. Hadith number 225, narrated by Huzaifa radhiyallahu anhu, that the Prophet ﷺ and I walked till we reached the dumps of some people. He stood as any one of you stands behind a wall and urinated. I went away, but he beckoned me to come. So I approached him and stood near his back till he finished. Hadith number 226, narrated Abu Wail that Abu Musa al-Ash'ari used to lay great stress on the question of urination, and he used to say, if anyone from Bani Israel happened to soil his clothes with urine, he used to cut that portion away. Hearing that, Huzaifa said to Abu Wail, I wish that Abu Musa who didn't lay great stress on that matter. Huzaifa added that Rasulullah went on to the dumps of some people and urinated while standing. Hadith number 227, narrated by Asma radhiyallahu anha, that a woman came to the Prophet and said, if any one of us gets menses in her clothes, then what should she do? He replied, she should take hold of the soiled place, rub it and put it in the water and rub it in order to remove the traces of blood, and then pour water over it. Then she can pray and eat. Hadith number 228, narrated by Aisha radhiyallahu anha, that Fatima binti Abi Hubaysh came to the Prophet and said, O Rasulullah sallallahu, I get persistent bleeding from the uterus and do not become clean. Shall I give up my prayer? Rasulullah replied, no, because it is from a blood vessel and not the menses. So when your real menses begin, give up your prayers, and when it has finished, wash off the blood, take a bath, and offer your prayers. Hisham the sub-narrator narrated that his father had also said that Prophet told her, perform ablution for every prayer till the time of the next period comes. Hadith number 229, narrated by Aisha radhiyallahu anha, I used to wash the traces of Janaba, semen from the clothes of the Prophet and he used to go for prayers while traces of water were still on it, water spots were still visible. Hadith number 230, narrated by Sulaiman bin Yasir radhiyallahu anhu, that I asked Aisha radhiyallahu anha about the clothes soiled with semen. She replied, I used to wash it off the clothes of Rasulullah and he would go for the prayer while water spots were still visible.